Hey yogis, and welcome back to Yoga with Brittany. My name is Brittany and today we are doing a full body refresh. So if you're feeling a little bit tight everywhere, maybe you just need a little bit of an energizer or to wake up all the parts of the body, this class is for you. I will not be cueing with props. However, if you know that you like to practice with them, or if you're not sure, maybe just go ahead and grab one or two. We will be moving all around the mat today. So set up your mat lengthwise, so that way when you turn from left to right, to the front, to the back, you can still see the screen. Otherwise, whenever you're ready, I'll meet you right here on your mat. So today we're gonna go ahead and get started in a child's pose. We won't be here for too long, so if it feels okay in your legs and your low back, go ahead and take your knees about hips width distance and let your belly and your chest sink towards the mat. Just taking a few minutes to get grounded before we get moving. It might feel good to kind of wiggle through the hips and sway side to side. Maybe even rocking the forehead side to side on the mat. Noticing where your breath is going. See if you can begin to lengthen the inhales, lengthen the exhales, and breathe deep into the belly. Just noticing how your body feels in this moment. Right here, right now, what have you brought to the mat with you? Can you walk your fingertips a little bit further forward and root the sit bones even further back, lengthening in the side body, allowing the chest to get even heavier. Setting your intention for today's practice. Our collective intention is just a full body refresh, but if something else is calling to you, go ahead and set that intention now. Send a little bit of love and gratitude to your body. And then we will roll forward to a tabletop position. Stacking your table with your knees under your hips, palms under your shoulders, and go ahead and untuck the toes for the first few rounds of cow to cat. So inhale, drop the belly, lift the chin, lift the gaze. Exhale, round, tucking the tailbone, doming through the shoulders, dropping the head and neck. Inhale, open up to cow. Exhale to cat, pressing firmly into the mat. One more round. Inhale, draw the shoulders back, lift the gaze, and exhale, cat pose. This time we're going to add on. So inhale, come into your cow. Start to sink your hips back towards your heels like you're heading back to your child's pose. But right as the hips touch the heels, bounce forward, rolling to a cat pose, and then leaning slightly past the wrist. Inhale, rolling back to cow. Lift the gaze. Exhale, round it forward, cat pose. Keep it going with the breath. Inhale, open up. Exhale, round it forward. Two more. Inhale, open up. Linking breath to movement right away. One more together. Inhale, open up. And exhale, round it forward. From here, we're going to walk the hands forward, coming into puppy pose. This can be a lot, so if you want to back out of this at any time, by all means, or you can place a block underneath your forehead, just sinking the heart down where the hands were, resting your chin, your lips, or your forehead to the mat. I'm going to stay a little lifted here so you can hear me. Spread the sit bones towards the ceiling. Feel the opening in the front body. And then slowly return the hands to your tabletop. Tent onto your left fingertips. Inhale, peels your right arm open. Draw the right shoulder down the back. And then exhale, thread right arm underneath left. Opening now into the back line of the body. Opening through the shoulders. And maybe even opening through your left shoulder chest space by wrapping the left arm around the low back. Reaching for the inner right thigh. Pull the shoulder away from the ear. That feels so nice. See if you can bump the hips back in line. The left hip likes to sneak forward here. So keep some space in between the left floating ribs and the left hip. And then unwind the way you came in, pressing into your left palm. Right arm peels open, and then let it land. Rinse it out. Inhale, open up to cow. And exhale to cat. Good, taking it to the other side, tense onto your right fingertips, peel your left arm open. And then exhale, thread left arm underneath right, coming to rest on your left cheek or your left ear. Wrapping that right arm either around the low back, reaching for the inner left thigh, or keeping it beside the face. Pull the right shoulder away from the ear and then bump that right hip back in line. And then slowly unwinding the way you came in, plant into the right palm, left arm reaches high, and tabletop, rinse it out. Inhale, open up to cow, and exhale to cat. Roll through the ankles here, maybe even tapping out the feet, just waking the body up. Tuck the toes, press into the palms, lift the hips, find downward facing dog. Spend some time here, pedaling out the feet, twisting the hips, just getting acquainted with your first down dog of this practice, noticing how the calves are feeling today, how the thighs are feeling. Maybe you have some tightness in the side bodies. Can you draw your chest a little closer to the thighs as you roll the sit bones a little more towards the ceiling, still rooting into both palms, and then find some stillness. So inhale comes high onto the balls of the feet. Exhale, melt the heels down. If they connect, lift all 10 toes. See if you can fly them up towards your face. That's going to deepen the stretch a little bit. If the heels don't connect, let them just go where they need to, or maybe even bending into the knees will help stretch into the back line of the body a little bit more. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale comes high onto the toes. Look in between the hands. Let's keep the heels lifted and tippy toe to the top of the mat. Baby steps, just stretching into the back of the legs. And then when you get to the top, grab opposite elbows, roll the sit bones towards the ceiling, hang forward in a ragdoll. Sway side to side if that feels good to you, but really focusing on decompressing the spine. So letting the head and neck just be super heavy. Not really forcing a fold, just kind of going where the body wants to go. And then release the grip. And slowly roll up the spine, keeping your chin tucked in all the way until you get to the top. Very nice. Shake it out when you get to the top. Step all the way to the top of the mat if you're not already there. Roll the shoulders up and down the back, and we're going to just strengthen our mountain pose. So lift up all 10 toes, spread them, root them back into your mat. Gently lift the kneecaps, and then just a very gentle tuck of the pelvis if you notice you're in a sway back. So pull it down, soften the shoulders, lengthen the back of the neck, crown of head is long and tall. Breathe in, breathe out. Softly bend into the knees. Inhale to sweep the arms high, gently press the hips forward, and then exhale, forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift, think flat back, pull the shoulders away from the ears, and then plant the palms, step your left foot back. I'm gonna walk my right foot forward so that my knee and ankle are in line. Drop the left knee and untuck the toes as long as that feels okay on your left knee. If you've got a little bit of irritation in the left knee, keep the toes tucked and it will help alleviate some of that. Hug the inner thighs together. Squeeze the front heel towards the back knee to help with your balance as you sweep the arms high and sink the hips forward and through. Coming into Anjaneyasana, one of my favorite poses, and you'll probably figure that out if you've taken any of my classes before, because it feels so nice in the hips. And if you're really tight in the hips and it doesn't feel nice to you yet, I get it. Just let the hips melt forward and this will open them right on up. Draw the thumbs back. See if you can take this into a little bit of a back bend. Breathe in and then exhale. Shift the hips back. Plant the hands under the shoulders. Tug the toes towards the face. So we're not sitting back on that left heel. We're just simply stacking the hips over the knee, drawing the toes towards the face. Bump the heart forward and fold. Inhale, see if you can find length. Exhale, fold. Tug that right pinky toe back, squaring off the hips. And then walk the hands forward back to your low lunge. Tuck the left toes, pick up the left knee. Full breath in. And then exhale, sweep that right foot back to meet the left. Shift the body forward. Lower halfway to Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale to upward facing dog. And exhale to downward facing dog. Breathe in. And breathe out. Inhale comes high onto the toes. Bend your knees, look in between the hands. This time if you want to walk a little bit faster or hop, just land ever so gently. Halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, sweeps the arms high, extended mountain. Gently press the hips forward. And then exhale, dive forward, fold. Inhale to halfway lift. Draw the shoulders down the back. Exhale, plant the hands. This time your right foot steps back. Getting all that engagement in the legs right away. Drop the knee, untuck the toes. Inhale to sweep the arms high. Sink the hips forward and through. Melt the shoulders away from the ears. Squeezing the glutes to press the hips forward. Take your gaze up and back. Breathe in. Exhale, half split. Plant the hands under the shoulders. Tug the toes towards the face. Inhale to find length. Pump the heart towards the toes. Exhale, fold a little deeper. Draw the left pinky toes back to square off that hip just a bit more. Length. Fold. Very nice. Walk the hands forward to your low lunge. Plant the palms, pick up the right knee, left foot steps back. Inhale to shift the body forward. Exhale, chaturanga, or take your vinyasa the way that you like. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Breathe in and breathe out. Inhale comes high onto the toes, bend your knees. If you hop, try to land so quietly. Halfway lift and forward fold. Very nice. Inhale, sweeps the arms high. Gently press the hips forward. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Full breath in. Clear it out. Inhale, sweeps the arms high. Take a hold of your left wrist. Lift up and out of the waist. I want you to step your feet together. Start pressing your hips over to the left. So really stretching into the left side body as you reach up and over to the right. So hips are to the left. Hands are to the right. Think you're reaching up and over something. So really lift, lift, lift. Draw the left shoulder back. Maybe you even take your gaze up towards the ceiling. Deepen that bend just a little bit more. And then bring it back to center. Inhale, reach up. Flip your grip. So grab a hold of your right wrist. Press the hips towards the right. Lift up and over to the left. Think length, length, length. Pull the right shoulder back. Maybe take your gaze up towards the ceiling, so that the chest stays nice and open. And then lift the chin. Let us see some space on the throat. Reach, reach, reach. And then bring it back to center. Very nice. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale to plant the palms. Left foot steps back. Right away, drop the knees. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, paint the wall in front of you. Plant the hands. Right foot steps back. Inhale to shift the body forward. Exhale, lower halfway or all the way. Inhale to upward facing dog. And exhale to downward facing dog. Very nice. Right away, lift that left leg high, lifting from the inner thigh. Breathe in. Bend the knee, open up the hip. So see if you can peel your left hip on top of the right and then squeeze your left heel towards the glute like it's a magnet. So really squeeze it in. Try to keep your right kneecap pointing forward. Draw your left armpit back towards the mat, squaring off the shoulders. Look in between the thumbs, breathe in. And then curl left knee to nose. Hug it up and in, and then step it through. Inhale, opens up, warrior one. Pivot, drop that back heel so your right toes are at a 45. Maybe even take your hand to your low back and see where the hips are today. Oftentimes we have to draw that left hip back a little bit more and maybe even widen your stance to help with your balance. Draw the shoulders down the back, lift the gaze slightly, deep bend into that left knee, breathe in. And then exhale, open up, warrior two. So now your right foot's gonna become parallel with the back edge of the mat. Left knee is opening towards your left pinky toe. Inhale to reach, reach, reach forward as if you could touch whatever's in front of you without changing the legs. Flip the front palm. Take the left arm up and back. Your right arm is either gonna be down the leg or around the low back. Wherever it is, it's completely weightless. Big breath into that left side body. Breathe in. Start to straighten now into that front leg. Tee out the arms. Keep the hips bumping towards the back of the room. Reach, reach, reach forward. Trikonasana, triangle pose. Right arm reaches high, and I want you to think lift, rather than rooting into that left hand, I want you to lift. So lengthening in the side body, pull the belly button and the ribs in, drag the tailbone down towards that right heel, breathe in and breathe out. Come back to your warrior two, so softly bend into that left knee, reach both arms long, and then find star pose, turning all your toes towards the left long edge of your mat. Reach the arms high, breathe in, and then sink the hips and plant the palms. I'm gonna turn around, coming into a goddess squat. So you're gonna turn your toes out, heels in. I'm facing the opposite way of you now, but the cues are gonna remain the same. So wiggle into the hips, let the shoulders sink up to the ears, and then typically we don't cue that, but it feels really nice, getting nice and low. And then drop your left shoulder towards the middle and pull the right shoulder back, maybe even taking your gaze back over that right shoulder. Very nice twist. Keep sinking the hips low. And then switch it out. Right shoulder pulls towards the middle, left shoulder pulls back. Switch it out. Left shoulder and right shoulder. Very nice. Coming back to your star pose. I'm going to turn around now. And then gather your hands to heart center. Right foot is still parallel. Now turn your left toes back to the front edge of your mat, but sink your hips towards your right heel, coming into skater or skandasana. Very nice. Breathe in. Plant the palms, and then walk your hands to the back edge of your mat. Turn all your toes to the back short edge of the mat, so we're facing the back of the mat now. Plant into your left palm, right arm reaches high, gentle twist. Try to stay lifted in that left hip and the left knee rather than collapsing. Full breath in. And then plant your right palm. So we're in this low lunge, facing the back of the mat. I want you to curl your left knee to nose. This is a big movement. So look at the back short edge or up just beyond your right toes. Squeeze your left knee in, curl up and in. Come to stork pose or your one-legged mountain. If you need to let those left toes come down, it's all good. Reach the arms high. Left thigh is parallel, left foot is flexed. Full breath in. Full breath out. Can you hug your left knee into your chest? So just lift a little higher. Don't lose the integrity of the standing leg. And then find chair pose. If you need to adjust on your mat, by all means, especially if you're not used to moving around, get used to ending up in weird spots. Slight tuck of the tail, sink the hips a little lower, breathe in, lift the thumbs towards the back of the room, and then start standing on your left leg. Lift your right knee into your chest, interlace your fingers over the shin. Good, give it a nice squeeze. You can stay here or begin to grab a hold of your right big toes with your right peace sign fingers. Take your left hand to your hip. Stay here or begin to kick the right heel forward. Find a lift between the left hamstring and glute. Standing nice and tall. It's natural to kind of round forward, but see where you can straighten out. Can you pull the right shoulder back? Can you plug that right hip back into its socket? Very nice. Now I want you to take your left hand and just switch out your hands. So grab a hold of your right big toe with your left peace sign fingers. Drag your right fingertips along the left arm, across the chest, and open up, taking it into a twist. You can feel good here, or maybe you take your gaze back to that right thumb. Keep spiking into that left big toe. I know it's a big movement. All right, now listen up. Softly begin to bend into that right knee. Swim your right arm forward, coming into an airplane variation. So your right arm is forward, left arm reaches back, right foot is flexed, and then very gently you're gonna land those back toes, taking it into an exalted crescent lunge. So left arm is weightless, right arm reaches up and back, full breath in, and then skater or skandasana towards your right heel, left toes reach towards the ceiling. I know that's a lot of big movements. If you're not used to it, I promise it gets more fun. If you are along on the ride with me, keep breathing. Inhale and exhale. Plant the palms. Turn your body back towards the front short edge of your mat. And then swing your right leg up and back. Three-legged dog. Full breath in. Bend the knees, stack the hip, come high onto your left toes. Stay here or flip your dog. Plant the right toes, Press the hips high, open up the chest. Land here on purpose, so no crash landings. Breathe in, take up space, and then flip it back over, high plank. Inhale, shifts the body forward, and then exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog, and exhale, downward facing dog. Full breath in, full breath out. Very nice, full breath in. Clear it out. Inhale comes high onto the toes. Bend your knees, look in between your hands, walk or hop to the top. Take a halfway lift and a forward fold. Inhale, sweeps the arms high. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Get any wiggles out that you need to. I always have a lot that I feel like I need to adjust before heading into the back, into the other side. Soften the shoulders away from the ears. Get back to your breath if you've lost it. Breathe in and clear it out. Inhale. Soften. One more time. Breathe in and let it go. Softly bending into the knees. Inhale, sweeps the arms high. Grab a hold of your left wrist. Step your feet together, or if you want to go a little bit deeper, I want you to swing that right foot to the outside of the left. Press the hips to the left, stretch up and over to the right. Pull the left shoulder open. Take your gaze up underneath that left arm. Lengthen, lengthen, and then come on back to center. Uncross the legs. Inhale, reach up, flip your grip. Grab a hold of your right wrist. Swing the left foot behind the right. So now your pinky toes should be touching your pinky toe edges. Press the hips to the right, stretch up and over to the left. Breathe in, lengthen, lengthen. And then put the body on straight, uncross the feet. Inhale, sweeps the arms high. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, plants the hands, right foot steps back. Right away, drop the knee, untuck the toes. Inhale, Anjaneyasana, full breath in. Exhale, paint the wall in front of you, plant the hands, left foot steps back. Inhale, shifts the body forward. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Breathe in. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg sweeps high. Bend the knees, stack the hips. So pull that right hip on top of the left. Keep your left knee pointing forward, and then magnetize your right heel towards the glute. Open up, breathe in. Tiger curl, knee to nose. Puff up the body. Step that right foot through. Dial the back heel down. Inhale, warrior one. Land here. Refine, softening through the shoulders, tugging that right hip crease back. Full breath in. And then open up, warrior two. Your right foot, right heel is in line with the center of your left foot. Bend deeply into that front knee. Inhale to reach, reach, reach forward. Flip the front palm and reverse your warrior. Left arm is weightless. Wherever it decides to land, breathe in. And then start to straighten into your front leg. Warrior two, arms. Reach, reach, reach forward. Trikonasana. Remember to lift, think up, and pull that left shoulder open. So if the ground is not accessible when you do all of this, take your hand onto your block or even your shin for now. It's all good. Breathe in. Softly bend into that right knee. Return to your warrior two. And then open up, star pose. This time we're going to turn toes in, heels out. Take your arms into a T. Open up through the chest. Inhale. And then exhale. Go just about halfway. Think length. Nice. Now re-extend. Find length. And then fold as far as you're going to go. Once you get there, allow your hands to either come to the mat, to the outsides of the ankles, or even walk them behind you. Working the crown of the head down, rolling your sit bones towards the ceiling. So take what you need here. Sometimes it even feels good to sway or wiggle in the hips. Just know that it's your practice. So whatever feels good to you is what I want you to do. Bumping the weight to the front of the feet. See if you can lift through the sit bones just a bit more. And then take a halfway lift, planting your hands under your shoulders. Think flat back. Start bringing your hands to heart center as you shift your hips over towards your left heel. Right toes pop, skater or skandasana. My legs are really tight today, so I don't think that heel is going to touch the ground, but it's all good. Breathe in. And then walk the hands towards the short edge of your mat. Plant into your right palm. Left arm reaches high. Gentle twist. Full breath in. Active into that right knee and right hip. I felt myself sagging there, so activate. Let your left palm land. And then tiger curl, right knee to nose. Squeeze it in. Drive into that left big toe and heel. Come to stork pose or one-legged mountain. Right thigh is parallel, right foot is flexed. Reach your arms high. Full breath in, get long, get tall. And then find your chair pose. Reach the thumbs back. Slight tuck of the pelvis. Open up through the chest. Breathe in and breathe out. Spike into your right big toe. Now come to standing on that right leg. Coming to stork first with the left, and then interlacing the fingers over the shin. Draw that left knee into your chest. Very nice. Grab a hold of your left big toes with your right peace sign fingers. Stay here. If you find yourself wobbling and rounding forward, maybe right here is enough for you. Hollow out the belly, and then begin to kick that left heel forward. Left hand is on the hip as you plug that left hip back into the socket. Try to pull the right shoulder back. And then, oh, I'm sorry, you were supposed to start with your left hand first. We've got the right hand there, so we might as well just take it from here. Drag the left fingertips along the right, opening through the chest. Come into your twist. Re-extend in that standing leg. And we've got a big movement here. So start to bend into that left knee. Reach the left foot behind you. Left arm reaches forward. Airplane variation. So you see my arms are swimming in a little bit different directions here. Right arm reaches back. Left arm reaches forward. And then very gently let those left toes land. Come into your crescent lunge. Left arm, exalted crescent. Left arm reaches up and back. Right arm is mostly weightless. Inhale. And then bring your hands to heart center as you shift your hips over towards your left heel now, skater or skandasana. Your right toes will pop towards the ceiling. Your hands can come to the mat or they can come into prayer. Take what you need. And then plant the palms. Find the short edge of your mat once again. Now we're facing back towards the front of the mat. Plant into the palms. Left arm sweeps up and back, three-legged. Bend the knee, open up the hips, stay here. Or very gently, very controlled. Let those left toes land, open up. Wild thing or flip dog, breathe in. And then exhale, take it back through. Find high plank, inhale shifts the body forward. Exhale, lower halfway or all the way. Inhale to upward facing dog. And exhale to downward facing dog. Very nice. Full breath in. And clear it out. Taking a couple spinal rolls here just to rinse it out. Inhale comes high onto the toes and then wave it forward to high plank. Exhale, soft bend into the knees, wave it back, downward facing dog. Inhale, roll it forward, high plank. Exhale, wave it back, down dog. Once more, inhale, roll it forward, high plank. Exhale, wave it back. Very nice. Roll it forward, high plank. Softly bend into the knees. We're going to lower for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, 1. Let the knees land, cross at the ankles. Come to a seat. Take your legs out long in front of you. Once again, get any wiggles out that you need to get out. And then take your hands and remove any flesh from under your sit bones. Lengthening through the legs. Hollow out the belly, so pull the belly button up and in. Reach the arms high. Inhale. And then exhale, just go about halfway, reaching your chest towards your toes. Tug the toes back towards the face. Reach, 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 and then fold. Take what you need here. Just let the body hang and melt over the legs. Try to pull the shoulders away from the ears. Soften into the knees. If they need to bend, it's all good. If you have a hold of your feet, try to tug the pinky toe mounds back towards you and press the front of the feet forward just to try to even out the stretch in the legs here. Keep pulsing the heart forward if you've not folded all the way. If you're chilling in a fold, that's great too. Just letting this feel good and then slowly roll up. Roll through the shoulders. Take what you need. And then I invite you from here, you can come into a traditional Shavasana, or if you would just like to finish class in a seat, I want you just to take your attention and your awareness back to your body and how it feels now. Maybe you can feel the pulse a little bit more radiating through the fingers. Maybe you've built some heat. Maybe your breaths are coming a little bit quicker. It's all good. Noticing your breath now. Using your breath to finish off this refresh. You have moved and released any stale and stagnant energy in the body. So breathe in the new. Let it land. I invite you to stay here for as long as you can. Otherwise, bring your hands into heart center. It was my honor to practice with you today as always. Go in peace, love, and light. Namaste.